guys, it's Lauren in Boston. And sorry about the spaghetti sauce on his face. He's just decided that he'll go ahead and eat his lunch. So, that's what he's got going on there. But this week's topic is going to be about things that you thought were a waste to buy. Or things that you didn't use that you bought for your baby or your toddler. I am going to go ahead and start with baby. And so I guess we'll just go ahead and get started with that. When he was a baby, trying to remember all this. It's on my old phone, but I cannot find that anywhere. I wrote a list for it to do a video on it, but I can't find it. Some of the things I think that I can remember were a waste were, I did not like mittens. I thought that, that if someone was to absolutely want to use mittens, which we didn't, but someone who absolutely wanted to use mittens, they could just use a pair of the little baby socks, because I mean, if you're using mittens on them, it's not going to be for long enough to spend the money on the mittens. In my personal opinion, they don't have mittens on, when they're in the womb, and so I just say bite their nails off or something like that when they're born, because it seems cruel to me. But another thing that I thought were a waste when he was little was a ton of bibs. I do not understand for the life of me why they make newborn bibs. I mean, they have burp rags and things like that. I understand that. But, and he would spit up, and he would spit up, and because he had acid reflux, but he still did not need a bib when he was a newborn. So I think those little tiny, tiny newborn bibs, I think those are a waste of money. I just thought it looked funny, because usually you see like a toddler with a bib on or something who's actually eating solid food. A waste for us was I bought way too many clothes. I was paranoid that he wouldn't have enough clothes, and so I went out and bought way too many clothes. A matching bed set is kind of a waste of money, because you can't use the quilt. They don't recommend using the bumper. Of course, you can see we do use the bumper, but that's because he always tries to stick his leg through that hole, or he always tries to throw stuff out of his crib. And like when he was little, he couldn't sleep without a pacifier, and he would always try and throw it out so we would come back in and give it back to him. So I would say like a crib set is actually with some money, because seriously all I ended up using was the bumper and the sheet, and his quilt just hung on the wall as a decoration. So for the cute factor, it's pretty cute, but it's not worth the money you spend on them. If you're doing disposables, something that's a waste of money in my personal opinion is the diaper genies. It stunk really, really bad when we were using disposables. Now that we're switching to cloth, we kind of need one, because we'll be using them for our cloth diapers and things, but we'll be washing like every other day, so it's not going to get the stink like it did. But like those things will pile up, disposable diapers, and then you have to eventually take it out. But it stunk really, really bad. No matter what kind we used, it just really stunk. Some people, it may work out for some people, maybe we did something wrong, but it didn't smell good. So that was a waste of money for us. The thing that has been a waste of money, for when he was a baby, was I felt like that the Swallow Wrap things were a waste of money for us. He hated to be covered up. He still hates to be covered up. If you cover him up, he's going to kick and scream and fight. And so when he was little, those little Swallow things, he hated those. The first couple days that he came home from the hospital, he liked to be swaddled, but it was in like a huge like fleece type blanket. He would only be swaddled in that. So those little swaddler things didn't work for him. There's one thing I can think of that's a waste that since he's been a toddler, that I can think of is they don't need very many little toddler plates and things like that. I bought a whole lot again before I found YouTube, and really he needs maybe 2 plates, one to use while one's in the wash, because when they're starting to learn how to eat, it's easier for him to have the same plates so that he knows how to use a spoon or a fork with that plate. So that's what we've done with that. And as for during his, I guess, toddler stage that he's getting into, I am trying really hard to think of something that's been a waste of money. Before I had him, I wasn't watching YouTube or anything like that, reading reviews or anything. And so, when you have a newborn baby, you think they need everything. And really, newborn babies don't need that much stuff. But I bought everything possible he could ever need. And there's probably so much more that was a waste of money. I can't even remember. But now I do a whole lot of searching reviews, and things like that before I buy him anything. And I don't think I have ever... I bought him one thing new. I bought him that little, I showed you in our last video, these little Legos things. I bought that new. But every single one of his other toys has been used, except for if it's been bought by a gift from someone else. And so, when I buy him used, even then I still try to do reviews on it and see if it's worth the money and things like that. So he doesn't have a whole lot that is a waste for us. My suggestion would be, even before you have a baby, to come on here and review people, to watch people's videos, watch what they found was useful. There's a whole lot of videos out here like this that what people think is a waste and what people like the best. So I would suggest coming on here and watching videos and things like that before you buy things. I wish we would have done that when he was littler, but I didn't really even know about it when he was little. So, but like I said, now I really can't think of anything that's a waste. He plays with everything he has. He probably has too many toys, but we get a good deal on all of his toys. And I guess that is it. So I guess that is it for now. And I look forward to hearing what all you other guys have to say. And I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.